It is 2021. It is the start of the Rocky Trail racing season, and we are heading to the Shimano Mountain Bike Grand Prix Round 1 in Awaba, which is the season opener. Around Christmas, it was touch and go there for a while with all the new outbreaks. But we kept our fingers crossed, and the position we're in looks really, really good. Borders are opening up everywhere, and everybody within New South Wales is allowed to travel around, which is absolutely awesome. Which shows in the rider numbers, we have a really, really good field. So thank you for coming. Thank you for opening up this season with us in Awaba for the Shimano GP. All right, it is of course the rider briefing. We're still going to be doing those online, and it's probably never going to change because that works quite well. Whoever wants to listen to it and find out all the latest goss and details can do this online. And one thing that's coming back is the ceremonies at the end of the race. We're in a good spot, as we said, COVID-wise, so we can have ceremonies again. But more about that a little later. Let's jump right in. Let's have a look at the weather forecast. It is now Thursday afternoon. Today is quite horrible out there. It's fair amount of rain, but not huge amounts, which is good. It has been dry out there at Awaba for a long time. So the rain that's falling today will ease off expected by Friday late afternoon. And then on Sunday, it's supposed to be a really nice dry day. So we do expect a few puddles. We do expect it to be dry. And my forecast is perfect conditions from lap 3 onwards. But let's see. I'm sure there's going to be someone who's coming to me after lap 3 and lets me know whether I was right or wrong. Let's hope for the best. That's my forecast anyway. Okay, the schedule of the race. We start, of course, at 9 o'clock as we have always, but there is a change this year. Instead of a 4 and 7 hour race, it is now a 4 and 6 hour race. Every time we ran the full 7 hours, it always felt just a bit long. The last hour dragged on a bit, and when we had to shorten the day to 6 hours, generally the field and everybody who was actually racing was really happy about it. That made us come up with this new format. Of course, we're going to see, we're interested to hear from you what you say, but we just think that a 6 hour race is just that little bit punchier and finishes the day just a little bit earlier for everybody to have enough time to either hit the beach or head back home or enjoy this local scenery or enjoy the rest of the day with the family. That was the reason behind it. So 9 o'clock is the race start for everybody, mass start for the entire field. 1 o'clock is the cutoff time for the GP4 races. 3 o'clock is the cutoff time for the GP6 races. That means you will finish the lap that you are currently on, but you will not be allowed to start a fresh lap after that time has passed. If you're racing in a teams, again, slight change there. We're not doing teams of 3 anymore. We figured that when we're only racing for 6, when we shorten it to 6 hours, then a team of 3, you hardly get any race time in. So we shorten it to team of 2s, as well as the 4 and the 6 categories. So if you are racing in pairs, it means only one of you is out there at any given time. And when you transition, there doesn't need to be any physical contact, but you need to be next to each other, at least sort of the wheel. There needs to be an overlapping part of some part of the bike before the next racer can start his or her lap. If you're racing on an e-bike, this is probably, we have a lot of e-bikes at the Fox Superflow, at the Electriflow that we have there, sponsored by Shimano as well, by the Steps motor that they have. There's a lot of e-bikes there. At the GPs, we see a few, and it's absolutely amazing to have you. Keep in mind, we're going to be looking closer this year at the Australian official legal standard. Long story short, if your bike is chipped, do not bring it. So it needs to be a bike that is legal to ride in Australia. So once you start tinkering with your own bike, these don't become legal anymore. It is fairly obvious. So we see some lap times where we go like, there's no way this can be done. And then we will make sure that those bikes are not allowed at the races. It's just the speed difference. Don't make sense to have those at the races. Let's talk about the timing. Most of you know how this works. Timing chips, change them around just a little bit, the layout a little bit. And you put them on your bike. The best way is to put them on the handlebars. So on those holes here, have them nice and flat on the handlebars so that the front is nicely visible. Don't crumble them, don't twist them, don't cut them. Reason being, as soon as you start wrapping them around them and trying to get every aero advantage that you think makes any sense, this chip in the back, this might be affected. And this is the timing chips. So as soon as you cross the mat, this gets recorded electronically, goes straight to the website. You can find live results online on the Rocky Trail website, of course, throughout the day. And but yeah, if that chip is sort of mangled, hunched up, crunched over parts of your bike, then we might have missed reads. If any of this happens, come and see us right away, and then we can usually fix them within seconds. Usually it's just a matter of adjusting a few things in the back end. So we have those number plates. Those are the ones everybody gets. And then if you have been on a podium the previous year, you get one of those podium plates. And then we have stickers for the season for you. And same deal here. Chip is on the back. You gotta make sure that they are nicely attached to the front of the bike so that they work really, really well. Race etiquette out there, as always. Stay to the tracks. Do not cheat. It's very clear we want you to go on the tracks. When you pass somebody, talk to each other, let each other know when and where. If you're being passed, please move to the side as quickly as you can. And if you are passing somebody, then allow a little bit of time for that person to move to the side. So basically, have a bit of patience. Usually after a lap or two, everything is so nicely spread out that it works really, really well, especially at the opening laps. It'd be good just to have a little patience and communicate to each other well. It's very important, especially when 2 or 3 of you come up riding in a train wanting to pass somebody. Let that person know that there's more than one. Sometimes you come, you move to the side, you see one person go past, jump back in, but then, oh, there's a second one and it gets awkward. So you want to avoid that. And that's done by communicating. Please don't leave any garbage out on track. So if you eat a gel, put it in your pocket and just throw it away at the event center. Please, that'd be great. Which brings me to housekeeping. Of course, we're going to have, there's toilets out there. We have a rubbish bin that you can put all your gel wrappers and everything else in. We have the daily espressos going to be on site to cook food for you, and the coffee, of course, the very, very important coffee. We're going to have the Moxie and the Physio Cycling to do tech support. And a few other surprises on the day. So look forward to seeing you. If you want to camp, you're allowed to. We're gonna stay there on Friday night. So I think a few people will stay there and camp the night. It is a state forest, so that's allowed. But it is summer, so please no fires, even if it is quite wet. Make sure that we don't light fires in the forest in summer. Just generally, it's a good idea. Bring lots of water, please. There's a water tap there, but you can only use it to sort of wash your hands. That water is not drinkable, so please bring your own drinking water. That'd be great. And finally, just touching on our COVID rules and regulations, as mentioned at the beginning, we are in a really, really good spot at the moment. So it looks like that it's, for now at least, under control in Australia, which is absolutely awesome. So, but still, a lot of plans that we need to abide by. So the basic rule is give each other enough space. We're outdoors, so masks are not mandatory. But give each other enough space when you're walking around, when you're moving around. That is the simplest way of doing it. As we said, we are in the forest, so generally the environment is not as hectic as if you are in a closed environment indoors. That's all I have for you. Really look forward to seeing you, to opening the season on Saturday morning, hopefully on a dry and maybe sunny day. Forecast is actually a little bit warm as well, so be interesting. Might be a bit steamy, so bring plenty of water, drink plenty of fluids on the Friday already, just to get those fluid levels up. And then it's time to enjoy the first of many races that we have for you lined up. It hopefully will be a slightly more normal season than last year, but we're prepared for everything. And we look forward to kicking it off this weekend. Whoop whoop!